Congratulations and welcome to the survivorship part of your rehabilitation program. As per our current evidence base, we would recommend that you try and complete 150 minutes of moderate activity per week. However, we fully understand that you've been through a treatment process whereby you're maybe not at the same fitness level as you were previously. Therefore, we'd recommend that you begin easy by doing up to 20 minutes of cardiovascular activity per day for 6 days of the week. And as you feel more able, you can then progress to more moderate activity levels whereby you might do up to 30 minutes per day, 6 days a week. Please feel free to take your time, and when you are feeling more capable, you may well embark on doing up to 75 minutes of vigorous activity per week. But please remember, your body takes time to recover, and therefore don't rush through the stages in terms of your cardiovascular fitness. Welcome to the survivorship part of your rehabilitation program. Our first set of exercises are at the easiest level, and we will begin with a mobility exercise that can be completed daily. I'm going to ask Alice to come into a 4-point kneeling position, whereby her hands are stacked under her shoulders and her knees are stacked under her hips. This exercise is called cat-cow, so what we're going to ask Alice to do is she's going to push her tailbone towards the ceiling, creating an arch in the back and looking up towards the ceiling as far as she feels comfortable to. She's then going to tuck the chin, pull the tummy button up towards the ceiling and tuck the tailbone to create a nice round through the back. Take a breath there and continue through that movement, please, Alice. So with this movement, we should feel like we're getting a nice stretch through the lower back, possibly through the abdomen as well. You shouldn't feel any pain anywhere. If you'd like to make this exercise easier, you maybe don't have to go through as much movement as Alice is going through here. And in terms of repetition, this one can be done 10 times, up to 3 times a day, but you should not feel any pain with this activity. So this is our overhead pole stretch. So in order to complete this activity, Alice is laying on her back with her knees bent, feet shoulder width apart. She has a pole. Now, if you don't have a pole like this at home, you can please feel free to use the mop. Just take the mop head off, or a broom, but please make sure the end is off. Alice has got her hands at shoulder width apart, okay? She's in a nice relaxed posture on the mat. All we're gonna ask Alice to do is take her hands up towards the ceiling. She's then gonna take them over her head until she feels that first stretch through the front of the chest. You may also feel a little bit of stretching through the back of the neck as well. You're gonna take a breath there and then come back through. Okay, it's a nice continuous movement in and out of stretch. You shouldn't feel any pain in this movement. If you do, please feel free to make the movement smaller, just go to that first sensation of stretch. In terms of repetition, 10 repetitions up to 3 times a day in order to increase your mobility around the shoulders and neck. So this is your glute bridge activity. Now you can see Alice has her feet here on a ball. Now obviously most people don't have one of these at home. Your option is to put your feet onto the sofa, okay? In order to do this exercise, Alice has got her palms facing up. She's in a nice relaxed position on the mat and her feet are on the ball. What we're going to ask Alice to do is she's going to push through her feet to lift through her hips, up off the floor. We're making sure that she's not pushing up through the ribs there. This is not a back exercise, and then down. Okay, so if we can ask you to do a couple of those, please, Alice. She's going to be pushing here through the bottom muscles and the backs of the legs. And with a few repetitions, you should begin to feel those working. If you feel this exercise working in your lower back, please put more of your leg onto the sofa or the ball to make it easier. In terms of repetition, we'd ask you to do 3 sets of 10, 3 times a week. So this is our half plank exercise. This is an exercise to help you strengthen through your core. We're going to ask Alice to come onto her forearms, keeping her knees on the floor and taking her body into a nice aligned position with her head. She's going to stay there for 30 seconds, remembering to breathe. This exercise should work through your tummy muscles, so through your core muscles. It shouldn't be working through your back. We're going to ask her to stay there for 30 seconds and do between 5 to 10 reps depending on how comfortable she feels. And that's 3 times a week. So this is your wall push-up exercise. So We're going to put our hands shoulder width apart onto the wall. Alice has got her feet shoulder width apart to begin with. We're then going to lean onto the wall, bending the elbows, keeping the spine nice and straight, so not dipping through the tummy, and pushing the wall away back to neutral. This speed is perfect, no faster. And we'd ask you to do 10 repetitions, 3 sets, 3 times a week. The muscle groups we're looking to work here are across the front of the chest, okay? And you shouldn't feel any pain with this exercise. So this is your quad extension exercise. For this activity, you will need a piece of TheraBand unless you have access to a piece of gym equipment near home or in your local gym. In order to complete this, Alice is sat nicely on the chair. She's got the TheraBand attached around her toes. This is a red TheraBand, so this is medium resistance. So what we're going to ask Alice to do is squeezing through the muscles on the front of the leg. She's going to kick the toe away, making sure that the leg stays low on the chair, okay? And then bending back through to neutral. This speed is perfect. We're not lifting the leg high when we do this exercise. We're keeping it nice and low as we squeeze through this muscle group. In terms of repetition, we'd ask Alice to do 3 sets of 10, 3 times a week. And the muscle group we're looking to work is this front muscle group called the quad.